guys, it's me. Just had a big meal, so I feel kind of sluggish. I have a lot more energy than in my other video, and actually, I haven't uploaded 2 other videos I made that same day. I probably will. I'm gonna look through it again to see if there's something that will be beneficial for you guys to watch, or if it's just a bunch of me rambling on about stuff. Anyways, in this video, I wanted to talk about lack of motivation and feeling as if you're not doing enough, especially right now that we are a lot of us are at home. Either we're working or we're not working. A lot of us still kind of feel like we're not doing enough, or we're struggling to keep motivated and productive because being home usually makes us more relaxed. So usually we just want to chill and not really do much, or at least that's how I'm feeling, and I struggle to be productive sometimes. So my friend has been struggling. She said that she is lacking motivation and she's been feeling super stressed out, and she's just been having a rough time. Like, she's not really doing so great. And honestly, I could relate. I've been there before. There's so many times where I felt like, man, I don't really feel like I'm doing enough, and there's always like some self-blame or looking to blame others sometimes is possible as well. Circumstantially could be different in any way. Person to person it varies, but I'm sure a lot of people have felt this way before. So the first thing I told her is that you have to have compassion to yourself. It's really important to know that this is normal. People burn out, or even if it's not burnout, even if it's just changing circumstances, or there's just a lot of reasons why we kind of slow down sometimes. For me, I've experienced burnout. I've experienced moments where either I'm sick, like I have a flu, or I have really bad allergies too in the winter, so sometimes I get really sluggish. Whether it's major life changes, having a kid, or kids leaving off to college, or if you're the kid leaving off to college, like there's just so many reasons why we kind of struggle to stay productive. Sometimes it's also stagnation. Maybe doing the same thing over and over and over and over again will create kind of like a heaviness to us. I'm also one of the type of people that thrives on change, so I actually burn out if I do the same thing over and over again. So, and I've also burned out with change sometimes. Either way, I am a highly motivated person for the most part, but I also have learned to be compassionate towards myself, because I have also felt guilty, and a lot of us have this guilt. We feel like we need to be doing something for others, or that will be shown in a physical way that shows us that we deserve to rest, or we deserve something, or money, or whatever it is. We feel guilty for taking care of ourselves, or guilty for slowing down sometimes. So with that compassion, sometimes it's mistakes that we make that slow us down, or relationships, or just being overly stressed and burned out. And we have to look at ourselves and be like, well, I'm a human. It's normal for me to feel sluggish. It's normal for me to feel down. Obviously, when it's extremes and you're always down and sad, I will suggest for you to see a counselor, because if you're always down, depressed, and sluggish, see a counselor or a doctor, because sometimes there could be medical reasons for you feeling that way. Like diabetes sometimes slows people down, and that's kind of a sign, always feeling sluggish and tired kind of thing. And even people pass out from that because their blood sugars. So keep an eye on that, as well as depression and anxiety. Make people feel fatigued. High amounts, even if you don't have an anxiety disorder, having high amounts of stress is really draining. And with everything going on in this current climate, I will suggest to be very compassionate, not only towards yourself, but to others. We're transitioning into a really weird phase. if you have already been working from home on a computer, it's probably a little bit easier of a transition for you. But for those of us who are used to going to a certain place to do work, coming home to do work sometimes is a little harder to transition because we don't know how to be productive in our own homes. This is like my room. I make videos. I've made a lot of music before, but I still think of it as my sanctuary, as my restful Zen place. I watch a lot of movies and TV shows, and I'll do my homework, but a majority of the time I spend it here in my room in peace. So be compassionate towards yourself. Care for yourself isn't the next thing, which is, I guess, kind of in conjunction with the compassion. What do you need to do to make yourself feel better? Do you actually need more rest? Because sometimes we fail to listen to our bodies, and we actually do need to slow down. So, are you resting enough? Are you resting too much? Are you feeding yourself nutritious foods? Are you exercising? Are you overly stressed out because you're watching the news? Even if it's not just the news, sometimes some people don't do well watching a lot of horror movies. I love to watch horror movies, but I know if I watch too many shows, like, there's just a lot of negative energy in them, and I'm a very empathic and sensitive person, so I kind of get super involved in the characters, so it gets really heavy for me. So I try to limit how much of that type of show I watch. Maybe the music, maybe the people you're around, always being at home with your family members. Sometimes if we love someone so much, sometimes if we're around someone 24/7, they will eventually get on your nerves. You're different people. You can't always agree on everything with the same person. I'm sure it happens, but it's one of the things you have to learn to do. So, what does taking care of yourself look like for you right now? What do you need to change to take better care of yourself? And if you're a parent or taking care of other people, you still have to take care of yourself. Just because you're taking care of other people doesn't mean you're putting them first. And, as much as I am caring and loving myself, I had to learn that I have to put myself first. And even if I have a partner, or a child, I cannot put them above me. They could be at my level, maybe, but I still need to care for myself first. Kind of like whenever they tell you in a plane where they're telling you, like, oh, you put your own oxygen mask before you help another person. It's because then how are you going to help the other person if you knock out? If you're in the process of trying to give them their thing to breathe, you might end up passing out because you didn't take care of yourself first, and then you're both screwed. So take care of yourself first. And I'm not saying be selfish and only take care of yourself and give yourself every single little thing you need, but give yourself enough where you feel vibrant enough and like you could actually take more on, because it comes to a point where we are giving and giving and giving, and we kind of end up empty, the empty cup analogy. It's like you can't give from an empty cup. So when you have come to a point where you feel slightly better, it's good to look for motivation in the things you love, in the things you're passionate about, in the people you love. For me, I'm very passionate about my spirituality. I love my friends and I love my family. I love helping others. I love health and music and the arts. So I kind of throw myself into all these things that I love, and I try to remember it. I pray more. I meditate more. And it also goes into conjunction with that whole self-care too. Taking care of your mind, putting yourself in the mind frame to be not only in a loving energy, but in a grateful energy, will also help relieve some of that lack of motivation. I know I feel more motivated myself when I start remembering everything I'm grateful for, because I'm like, yeah, that's great. Like, it peps you up. So it kind of adds a little something, a little spring to your step, makes a lighter load. So, and it's just going to be a process. It's very important for me to mention as well. When you are lacking motivation, it's not just gonna be one day from to another. Sometimes it will take you some weeks, maybe even a month, to kind of get your bearings so that you feel back to normal, whatever normal is for you. So be mindful and care for yourself, be compassionate, and put yourself in the loving energy. If you don't have the people that you love around you, call them, text them, email them, video chat with them. Especially right now, it sucks because nothing replaces actually being there in person with someone you really love and care for. But still make the attempts to connect, because not having connections actually scientifically has been shown that you actually are more prone to mental health disorders. So I hope you guys are all doing all well. Already getting really hot. It's been a really hot day here in San Antonio. It's in the 90s. So I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that you're healthy, and I hope this helps out somebody. If not, maybe a lot more people than just one person. But I'll catch you later. Like, subscribe for new videos, and bye.